What up, Space Fam? Goes in here from Anime Uproar, and I'm back at it again to discuss the latest and craziest developments in the One Piece story. In this one, we get to see the return of Luffy, a flying six member, and my favorite part, the insane reveal of Yamato's Devil Fruit. So make sure to stay tuned for this one. If you do enjoy these One Piece reviews and want to keep them coming, channel the Pirate King within and smash that like button until it's blue. If you haven't, make this the video you subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell or you will miss future One Piece videos. And while you wait for the next chapter to drop, feel free to check out my growing One Piece playlist that includes videos on all the Yonko, Supernova, Admirals, and much more. Link to that is in the description. Now without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. We have Luffy dominating this week's cover of Shonen Jump, and he's in a space uniform which reminds me of the space uniform Senku's dad wore in Dr. Stone. We're also told, and I quote, adventuring toward the future, end quote. Now, is this just a fun little crossover? Probably, but it makes me think of the theories that the Straw Hats will travel to space, so who knows, maybe it's a bit of foreshadowing for what the future of One Piece has in store for us as well. We also get another 2-page spread this chapter, and both Nami and Robin are looking absolutely amazing. I gotta say that. I really gotta get me a Nami figure already. But let's jump into the chapter itself. It is called Triceracopter, so if you weren't sure which flying six member will actually fly, that should give you a better idea. We start with Queen versus Sanji, definitely a hype matchup. Queen is fighting with beams and Sanji is smiling, remarking how those beams would be great tech for Frankie. I love how in the middle of a fight with an all-star, the dude is thinking about how to help out another member of the Nakama and make him stronger. Beautiful stuff. We get back to Zoro, who is about to get his shot and join the fight again. There's some humor here as well, as Miyagi is wondering whether he should take off the layer of bandages first, and Zoro wonders if he even knows what he's doing. The concern is whether the shot will get through the bandages, and I love how Zoro tells him to just take the bandages off before he gives him the shot. The dude just wants to get back in action as soon as possible. We then jump to Luffy, who's now on Law's submarine. They don't know what to do without Dr. Law, and right now he's unconscious. But luckily Luffy wakes up on his own. Predictably and hilariously, the first thing he mentions is meat, showing that he is fine and will no doubt be ready to rumble again sooner rather than later. Now let's turn to Frankie versus Sasaki. They're both giving each other compliments for how tough the other is, so big props to Frankie for doing this well against a dude who spoke like one of the strongest flying six members. Sasaki enters his hybrid form and is holding a sword with mini blades around the main blade that begin to rotate and create a sort of drill or helix sword. Frankie tells the gifters who switch sides that he doesn't need help so they can go help the others. Love to see his confidence and determination when it comes to beating Sasaki, and I expect nothing else from the legend who rode a motorcycle on a Yonko's face. God, that's still one of my favorite moments in Wano. But then Sasaki does something I really didn't see coming, and I don't even know how it works, but it's Oda, it's Devil Fruit powers. We know by now that you just gotta expect the unexpected with these things. Anyways, what happens is not only is Sasaki like a dinosaur, he's also like a helicopter. The bony frill around his neck begins to rotate rapidly, much like his sword, and not only could it probably cut almost anything, it even raises him above the ground to Frankie's shock and ours. It's pretty hilarious as Frankie says, wow, I didn't know dinosaurs could do that, and obviously Triceratops couldn't, but Oda is being creative and having some fun with Sasaki here. Sasaki's ex-underlings have clearly seen this and know how bad it is, so they warn Frankie, their iron bro, to run. And it's classic One Piece where it's supposed to be such a seriously dangerous ability, and yet I can't stop laughing at how funny it looks in action. Sasaki unleashes his titular move, Triceracopter, and this bizarre move does serious damage, clearly hurting a lot of the gifters present. I love to see Frankie so concerned about them after they just joined his side recently, but yeah, the Triceracopter is no joke, people. Sasaki attacks Frankie, who manages to hold him off with his sword at first. He remarks that he didn't expect this to turn into an aerial battle, and we're right there with you, Frankie. We're told that the Triceratops is a pretty special breed of dinosaur, and yes, this one definitely is, and Frankie notices that the weird propellers are boosting his speed a lot. We get a very interesting standoff where first Sasaki uses his propellers to send himself backwards a bit to give him a bigger runway for a propeller enhanced charge. In the meantime, Frankie prepares his shield. By the way, I love how at first when Sasaki went backwards, afterwards, Frankie straight up thought the Dinocopter made a mistake and is shocked that it was all part of the plan. With the extra momentum, Sasaki propels himself into Frankie using the move Tricera Bullet, and it causes Frankie's shoulder launcher to misfire. However, Frankie, being the legend he is, turns this defensive position into an attack and uses General Suplex to slam Sasaki into the ground. Although Frankie pinpoints Sasaki's belly as his weak spot, Sasaki does manage to escape before Frankie can land a significant hit. Sasaki gains the upper hand as his sword slices through Frankie's, and Frankie starts to run, shocked by the fact that his Franken sword was shattered. Frankie decides to meet Tricera Bullet with a move called Gaon Cannon Encore General Cannon, and he actually sends Sasaki flying back in the air. It's a great panel showing just how much airtime this Flying Six member is getting now. You can tell by his expression and the blood that this one definitely hurt Sasaki. He bounces back though, telling Frankie not to underestimate the Flying Six members who everyone fears. He launches an attack, but again Frankie manages to get the upper hand in a very creative way this time, I must say. He ejects himself from the giant body and hits Sasaki with a surprise radical beam right in the belly, which is supposed to be his weakest spot. Again, a white-eyed Sasaki hits the ground, and this fight may well be over as far as we can see. I think they definitely did give it ample time, and Sasaki got to show off all of his abilities, even abilities we never ever dreamed of. So I would be cool with this being the end of this one, and props to Frankie for absolutely killing it here. I'm just gonna say it right now rather than at the end. My boy Frankie is MVP for this chapter. Whatever happens, even if Sasaki gets up, this was amazing. The dude took down a Triceracopter after all. What more can you ask of a bro? Then we jump to Yamato and Kaido still fighting and arguing. Kaido wants Yamato on his side so bad to bring up the Beast Pirate's military strength. And I truly believe there's something there about wanting his child specifically to be by his side too, aside from just military power. But obviously Kaido is not the type who would easily admit that. In his own messed up way, I do think he values the father-child relationship that he has with Yamato, but there's also the practical value of the devil fruit that Yamato ate, and here we get to the good stuff. We're told that Kaido went through a lot to get that devil fruit. A Yonko going through a lot to get a devil fruit is always a big deal. We know Blackbeard went through a lot to get the dark fruit, and Shanks seemingly went through a lot to get the Gomu Gomu no Mi, so this is a hype fruit, no doubt about that. Yamato didn't eat it on purpose, but accidentally because of hunger. Either way, it gave Yamato the power to fight Kaido, which is no small feat. Obviously, Yamato loses every time, but also becomes stronger after every battle. And again, it's telling how many times they battled, and Kaido never thought to kill his child, even when Yamato was trying to kill him. I mean, now we could argue it's because of how special the fruit is, but we shall see. We also found out that Yamato stayed not just because of the shackles, but because Oden would never abandon this country, which makes a lot of sense. We get a full page showing off this epic devil fruit form, and it, not gonna lie, sort of looks like a deer. But of course, a deer's own fruit wouldn't really justify the way Kaido is talking about it. My favorite theory that I've heard so far is that it's a kirin, a creature from Japanese folklore, which would be perfect since we are in Wano right now after all. This would make Yamato's fruit a mythical zone, which would make a lot more sense because of how Kaido is talking about it. But let's take a look at some of the unique features of the Kirin, and this info I'm about to mention comes from the Yokai wiki page about the Kirin if you're curious about learning more. So it's considered one of the rarest and most powerful creatures ever known in East Asia. Definitely a reason for a Yonko to want its powers. It is considered to be regal and godly. It is a chimerical beast resembling a deer with scales like a dragon's covering its body. Kirin are said to appear as heralds of a golden age, which goes along with a lot of the prophecy stuff in One Piece. They don't harm the good and pure, which is why it makes sense for Yamato to be on Luffy's side rather than Kaido's. We should look out for some fire attacks too, because Kirin are known to breathe holy fire from their mouths. The flowing mane-like hair and tail definitely look like Yamato could be a Kirin as well. They are associated with virtue and justice, traits that definitely fit Yamato and her obsession over Oden. Furthermore, and this is a huge detail. They are associated with luck and fortune and are believed to be a sign of the arrival of a great leader. If this isn't a perfect fit for the story, where Luffy is obviously a great rising leader and where he'll need luck and fortune on his side to beat Kaido, then I don't know what is. And finally, as if this power needed more hyping up, the Kirin is said to be the most powerful and sacred beast of all, surpassing the Ho-Oh in power. All of us Pokemon fans should know that that's a huge deal. So yeah, I think that would be a perfect fit, and it makes a lot of sense to me. Obviously, the story version won't reflect the myth exactly, since Oda is the guy who turns dinosaurs into helicopters, so you gotta give him some room for creative license, but I would love this theory to pan out. And then imagine Luffy gets this mythical zone user to join his crew. Oh my god, that would be so hype. In short, solid chapter. We got to see a helicopter dinosaur. Frankie won the MVP award for me. Let me know if you would give it to anyone else. And we got to see a beautiful Devil Fruit transformation from Yamato, who might just have the most mythical of mythical zone fruits. But that is it for this chapter. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy these One Piece reviews and want to keep them coming, channel the Pirate King Within and smash that like button until it's blue. If you haven't, make this the video you subscribe and hit that notification bell, or you will miss future One Piece chapter reviews and videos. And while you wait for the next chapter to drop, feel free to check out my growing One Piece playlist that includes videos on the Yonko, Supernova, Admirals, and much more. Link to that is in the description. And I especially want to thank the patron squad over on Patreon and here on YouTube who help make videos like this one possible. First and foremost, I want to thank the patron of legend, the one acknowledged by Lord Wigo himself, Alpha Sigma, and are the one-tier patrons, the ones who stand atop all clans: Ingrata, Pate, Hefa, Aljatal, Hinokami, and Water, the Toasted Chi, the Spike 8227, Emperor Otaku, Spidey Life Tanel, Tungsten Tarkist, Baked Buddhist, Cody Hebert, and Monkey D. Quilly. And our Pro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh, the Red-Haired Raven, Angel Cruz, Rathuan Deora, Very Gucci, Alicia Actor, Bonnie Parks, Joanne Garcia, Ted No, Ted Fatboy Games, Corey McGowan, and Soul Rise Slice and Dice. Thank you all so much. If you enjoy our work, you can support more by going over to patreon.com/animeuproar and becoming a patron today for as little as $1, or you can become a channel member here on YouTube. If you do so, you'll get your name featured in future videos alongside these amazing people right here, and you'll even get access to our private patron-only Discord where we talk about anime, life, and of course, dank memes. So check out patreon.com/animeuproar, link in the description if you're interested. And as I mentioned, you can also join the YouTube channel by clicking that blue join button next to the subscribe button that you've hopefully already destroyed. So yeah, you can support more content that way if you prefer. Whichever way you choose to support us, you can get the same great benefits. Thanks again, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.